This is another important topic in object-oriented programming, that is the access modifiers. So we know that within a class there will be something called as within a class there will be the class name, access specifier, data members, member functions. That is, access specifier means our data we can set it as private, public or protected. So that is the access specifier. Okay, so access modifiers in C++ means it is an example or it is a feature of object-oriented programming language, and it is this feature is known as the data hiding. Okay, data hiding. And access modifiers are used to set the accessibility of the class members. That means we can set the accessibility as private for some class members, or we can set the accessibility as public for some class members or protected. So there are three types of access modifier like public, private and protected. Okay, so let's discuss each one in brief. The public means the members are accessible outside the class. Okay, so that means we have declared every data, members and every functions within the class, and if we declare this class as public, if we declare our members as public, that means these members are accessible outside the class also. Okay, but in the case of this private, the members within a class cannot be accessed from outside the class. And for protected one, the members cannot be accessed from outside the class. However, they can be accessed in inherited classes. Very important. Inherited classes can access the members, but outside the class, normally the members cannot be accessed. For public, it is accessed. For private, the members are not accessed from outside the class. And public means all the class members declared under the public will be available to everyone. The data members and member functions declared of public can be accessed by other classes too. The public member of a class can be accessed from anywhere using the direct member access operator dot. Okay, so this is the example of public thing. Here we can see that within after this public, we are writing this public. That means we are declaring our data members and the member functions in public way. So this R and read data is available for the entire program. And we can see that outside the class, here the class is circle, and this is something to find the area of a circle. So this is a program using the class. And here we will create a class name circle, and inside it there we need a variable like r. For that we have to calculate 3.14 into r star r, right? Pi r square is value of area of a circle. For that we have to need the value r, right? And we have to find the function member functions. Here this is void read data. Void read data means we have to enter the radius, right? And now what will happen within the main function? Within the main function we are creating an object, that is the class name, object name, and our object name is C. Okay, so our object name is C, and C dot read data, that means what? C dot read data means for the C circle we have to enter the radius, and we are giving the R value, and they will find the area as 3.1 star C dot R star C dot R, that means the radius of the C circle. C is one of the object. We can find enormous objects here. We can find the area of enormous objects here. In the case of C, we have to write C dot R into C dot R. And C out area of the circle is area. And here we can see that this R is public, right? R is public. That means after this public is declared, this R is written. That means the R is public and all the member functions are public. So in the main function too, that means outside the class, here the class ends. Outside the class, if we call this R value, the program will run very easily. But in the case of the private, we can see that after this R only this public is declared, right? In the previous program we have written this public, after that we wrote int R then void read data. But here we have written int R and after that the name public, and we are now calling the radius, but there will be the error because what happened is this R is not public here. So after this class this R cannot be used as the normal way, so the output will be error. And in the protected access modifier, it is similar to the private access modifier, and the difference is that the class member declared as protected are inaccessible outside the class, but they can be accessed by any subclass of that class. Inherited class or derived class can access the member functions and data members of that class for this protected access modifier. For the rest, it cannot be accessed. So these are the three type of access modifiers or access modifiers in C++. Very important. Access modifiers will implement the data hiding for object-oriented programming language, and here we will set the accessibility of the class members. Class members means the data members and the function members. And there are three type of access modifiers like public, private and protected. For public, all the data members are written after the public is declared. That means the member functions and the member functions and the variables or the data members are accessible publicly. So we can declare it outside. We can use outside in the main function. But in the case of the private, if R is declared before public, that means R is private and we cannot use this, and the program output will be of error. And in the protected case, this is not accessed by outside the class except inherited class or derived class. Thank you.